All right, Outcasters, here we are with podcast number 4. Yeah, it's the 4th podcast. Here with his lovely, beautiful. Is that Nicolas Cage in the background?
No, it's
No?
Cosmo Kramer from Seinfeld. No,
He looks like Nicolas
hey,
Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
It looks like him. All right, don't judge me. All right, I don't watch Seinfeld.
How dare you? You need to watch Seinfeld, the greatest show of all time.
There's a lot of shows I have to watch. But yeah, guys, so Joey's particularly not here today. I guess something, you know. You see, it's really weird. No offense to Joey, he like encourages us, like he like having meetings and all that. But yet, when we're about to start the podcast, he isn't here.
I know. Freaking like, and he's like, let's plan everything. I'm getting down everything on the sheet, like schedule, and then he's like, I'm not here.
He's not here. It's like we said 8:30, and yet the man's not here.
He's the one that's scheduled.
He's the one that puts out the schedule. Like, don't get me. I'm not buying by the schedule.
Easy.
Okay, guys, so we're pretty much going to talk about today. We're going to go more into how we met and movies. You know, we wanted to go more into talked about music a lot more than we really talked about movies. But we're going to go a lot more into like how we met and movies and interest and all that. So me and you met, and I remember this specifically, 8th grade year, Tortomasi's class. The almighty God, Tortomasi. Even Alex, cast member that's currently deceased. He's overdosed on pizza. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It was such a tragic loss. We're still waiting for his wedding invitation. Wait. Funeral. That'll be so weird. It's just a mixture of a funeral and a wedding.
There's still more boxes of pizza to be ordered for his funeral. It's so unfortunate.
For his funeral. Yeah, dude. Like we ordered it Little Caesars because he specifically likes Little Caesars pizza. So we specifically pizza. We've ordered like 200 pizzas, and Little Caesars hates us. So they said they're gonna take
last words before. Oh no, what were you saying, Alex? I mean,
no,
Dennis.
No. I just like rip off my mask.
Yeah.
As you see,
Dennis is possessed. Alex, get out of Dennis right now. Okay.
So, but as you were saying.
Oh no, I was saying it's very important what he said for his last words. The very last word, his last words before he died, he said, "Pizza, pizza."
Little Caesars is gonna have a lawsuit.
Lawsuit.
Little Caesars is gonna get every little penny we have. Yeah, we're gonna sue you for $10 million. We don't even have $10 million. Well, start paying loans. Man, but we met. I remember we met in Tournament. Me and Bryce were at the same desk. We had a desk together because there was like a group of 2 at each desk.
Yes.
And I wonder, was Connor class?
Connor?
I think Connor was in our same class. I
he
think
might
Connor
have.
and Daniel.
I think, yeah, I think
because
so.
I faintly remember there.
Because I remember
faintly.
I remember pretty much everyone was in our same English class, like you, me, Austin, Daniel, Connor, and Jamari.
But speaking of Austin, we could get. I'm gonna probably talk to Austin, and we're gonna see if we can get him on the podcast as a special guest.
He would be a great addition podcast.
Oh, yep.
Or on the channel even. But
Internet's getting bad on your end, dude.
Oh, it is?
Okay.
Oh,
You're good now.
oh, did you hear what I was saying?
Yeah, we kind of heard what you're saying, but yeah, Austin would be a great candidate to go on here.
Yeah.
But in Tornamasi's class, it was me, Bryce, Alex, Daniel, and I do think Connor, because I think Connor sat right next to Daniel, and Alex, I think, sat the table right next to us. I think Ricky was in that class too, because I think Alex and Ricky were on a
I
table.
think so.
And then it was Connor and Daniel.
I know.
I know a fact,
Yeah,
Alex.
and I know Lana and KT.
Yeah, they were in that class too.
Yeah.
That was an interesting year. That was an interesting class. Tournament person overall.
It
It
was.
was like Tornamasi.
Yeah. The great
The great god he is.
the Turtlemeister. I have him on my screen. Our
Yes,
special
man.
guest. No.
Our special
Turtlemeister.
guest Tornamasi. So what about Jeffrey Buffett?
No, Johnny Buffett.
Oh yeah, because his actual name is his name is,
Jimmy Buffett.
and then he calls him Johnny Buffett. It's like, who's Johnny Buffett?
Yeah,
I remember you that day so specifically. You were so confused. You're like, Jimmy Buffett.
I was
Oh yeah,
very
right, Johnny Buffett.
confused because
He literally then says,
like,
"Oh yeah,
he was
right,
in
Johnny
the
Buffett."
class. Yeah, he was in a class and he was like, I know, do y'all know that song by the he was trying to think of a song. He's like, I was like, you mean Jimmy Buffett? He's like, Johnny Buffett. Yes, he did Cheeseburgers in Paradise, and oh yeah, great stuff, Johnny Buffett. I was like, no, it's Mr. Tornamasi. It's Jimmy Buffett. He's like, oh, not Johnny. I think it's Johnny Buffett. It might be a brother. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
that's what
it's
I
Johnny Buffett.
specifically remember. Is you like try to correct him, but you just like gave up. It's like you gave up at that point. You're like,
my mom likes Jimmy Buffett, and she has a Jimmy Buffett T-shirt. So it's like,
she should have sent it to Tornamasi saying like, "This is the Jimmy Buffett T-shirt. It's Jimmy Buffett."
Yeah. And then you looked up. He's like, "Is Johnny actually his brother? I gotta look this up."
I looked it up. I was looking up because we got all like our class. So like we literally had some time to spare. So I was like looking at my phone saying if he had a cousin or a brother named Johnny Buffett. Well, no, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
We could only.
I can go on with all these weird stories, man. There was one time I was in the cafeteria. I was getting my lunch, and he was in the line, and he was leaving with he already paid, and he passed by me. He was like, "Oh, that looks like a good lunch. Yes, you got the salad, the protein, and the fries. It's a very good lunch. Yes, good lunch." And then he walked off. I was like, "Okay."
It's just the most awkward conversation you could have with a teacher, man. It's like
I did my best to not laugh around him because he was just so freaking funny.
And he's a great guy. He's sweet and he's nice.
He is.
But he's just so awkward on so many levels. I mean, it's not his fault. It's probably he lives under a rock concern. And then there's another thing about just get him on this podcast. Yeah. I was about to talk about the James Bond reference. Bonds lesson that he did.
Yes. It was ionic bonds. We were learning about ionic and covalent bonds, and he was talking about how there some percentage, it was like 0.07, and everyone knows James Bond 007, and there was a James Bond reference in the PowerPoint. Yeah. He was like, it's like, James Bond, I don't know who that is, huh? James Bond.
Or like, we're looking at Tornamasi like, oh, okay. And he's about to go to the next slide. We're like, hold on, you don't know James Bond.
They're like, you don't know who James Bond is? He's like, I don't know who he is. I never heard of him. No, nope.
It's like you're looking at him like, no. It's like, dude, there's been so many James Bond. wouldn't know James Bond. I think my 4-year-old cousin would know who James Bond is. It's like, what?
Yeah.
it's like, we're like, this can't be real. I feel
He's
like
my
at
cool
time, I was
uncle who's a
thinking that
super spy.
I was just thinking that I thought this was all an act. I was like thinking, doing this for like a show or something? Like, is this all like? And I just feel like it
Would you
isn't.
just
I just think he
imagine?
literally.
That would be amazing though. If he
He's
just
like, hey,
that was
yeah,
just
got this.
he just put on a character in the classroom. He actually just it was like, I know who these people are. Are you kidding me? I lived on this earth since the dinosaurs roamed. I know this whole world.
I really don't know.
It's
I
all an
honestly,
act.
I don't know. I don't interesting figure. That
But I think he didn't. I think he actually didn't know though.
I think he didn't actually know. I think he
So
lives under a
funny though.
rock. I think he's like I think for literally he's just I think lives on his own teaching. I think that's literally and another is he kept on talking about that year that he was retiring, that he was planning, you know what, this is a good class, you know, this is gonna be my last year, you know. I feel like this would be a good year to end off. We're like, okay, Tornos. And then he kept saying it over. Like, it's like every month he would at least mention it once or twice a week. It's like, okay, get it. We get it.
We're really getting on your nerves that bad, sir?
Like, yeah, it's like, no disrespect to you, man, but it's like we for 4 or 5 months.
It's not Jimmy Buffett. I'm sorry.
And then another thing, he was supposed to go on like this, and he like decided last second not to go on it.
What is it?
You remember like when we went to the Spirit of Norfolk, and he was like supposed to go on it, and literally like last
people
second.
were like begging him to go. Yeah.
And he's like, I'll consider it.
Yeah.
I'll consider it.
I'll consider it. Dude,
It's like
one time, man. Yeah, it's crazy. There was this one time where it was like there was these kids in the back of the classroom, and they always would talk and stuff. And he was like, "Excuse me, are you you're talking in my class?" And they're like, "We're sorry." And he's like, "Oh no, you're just talking in the class. You're being a social butterfly. You know, it's sometimes people are very much being like being social butterflies." Like he said it in such a way.
He just said it in such a way that we're like, huh.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here not trying to laugh. We were just, at the time we were more weirded out by Tortomasi. But looking back at it, it's so fun.
It's
We
hilarious,
always knew.
Close the door. The door.
It's really dark in here. Let me get some light.
Slender Man. I'm kidding.
There we go. Got some light in here. My parents.
That's
they're
light?
not arguing, but they're. Well, literally, it's weird. My mom like a light. It literally does not have a light.
Dang,
it's weird.
Man.
We have like a 3-bedroom apartment, and only none of the rooms have lights. It's so weird. It's really weird. Yeah. Like the only room that technically has light is and the kitchen and the hallway. That's literally it. And the bathroom. But because obviously bathrooms are supposed to have lights.
Yeah,
I would certainly hope.
Gosh. Stating the obvious.
Yeah, but
no.
stating the obvious. But yeah, back on Tortomasi, he is such an interesting figure. I don't think we will ever meet another person like Tortomasi. There really is. But another
Right.
I think we want to talk about that we both had was Mr. Doan.
What's up,
Bryce, are you okay?
Dennis? I can't hear
Your
you.
internet's being you can't hear. Well, your internet's red.
Well, you're fine now, but you were glitching out a bit.
Yeah, I guess our internet's being my internet looks fine. I guess it says like on your area it's like red, but it's fine now. Okay, it's going back to yellow. It's getting your connection's getting. All right, there we are. We're good. All right, you can hear me clearly. Okay.
Huh?
But as I was saying, Mr. Doan, when we had him as our science teacher.
Mm. He was another level of just craziness.
He wasn't weird. He was more crazy. He's starting to beat us a lot, man. Like that man threatened.
He threatened to beating people.
He's like, if you don't shut your mouths in the next moment, I'm gonna hit you with my ruler stick.
You buttheads! I'll get my meter stick out.
He was just so weird. It was just like, okay.
For real.
And then, mind you, this is
and there was like another time, and then he had his toenails.
Yes, that's what I was about to mention. I'm like, this is gonna be a little bit disgusting, but he has literally his broken toenail. Had from an injury
Just
back in
throw it right in your face, folks.
But not only that, but doesn't he have a fossilized dog poop?
Yeah, I remember there was a kid on our bus that told us that story, he actually licked it.
And fun fact, the most disgusting thing, dog crap has been there since my sister actually had him freshman year. So
what? Actually, for real?
Never had Mr. Down. Well, it's fossilized, so it had been there for a long time.
Gosh, it's so...
Mr. Doan was so weird. And then finally, like at least my sophomore year, I had a normal science teacher. I had a normal. No, well, she was still a little bit. She wasn't crazy, but she had some views that I looked back at. I'm like, oh, okay. How do you know this?
Like a jerk.
Oh, what?
I kind of had like a jerk science teacher. I know. I was saying I kind of had my 10th grade science teacher was just. She was odd because like it seemed like she would be nice and she knew a lot about science. It seemed like, and she seemed like nice and stuff. But she also would be like really kind of like a jerk towards us too at the same time. Like she's like, you're not understand. Like she'd make everything confusing as crap, and no one would understand what she's doing. She's like, it says here in the instructions, and she would act like a jerk about it. And we're like, you still make no sense. Like any projects or classwork we had to do made no sense, and we didn't even finish the class
biology
either.
Yeah, biology was really.
I hated biology.
Biology was my least favorite subject throughout all of high school. If I had to pick one, it was biology. Like earth science was good. I think oceanography is definitely going to be awesome.
You'll love oceanography, especially if you get Mr. Vidal. Best science teacher ever, Mr. Vidal. Awesome.
Yeah.
He's the sweetest. He's like one of the sweetest people ever.
Yeah, and not only that, but I think it was the other guy that did it. He was like one of the security guards or something that has a beard and he has the orange hair.
Oh yeah, Mr. Ripa. I love Mr. Ripa too. He's awesome.
Mr. Ripa does oceanography, so I might possibly. Either way, I won't go wrong with oceanography, dude.
I think he does. If I'm not wrong, I think he might do environmental science, but I don't know about that. But he definitely does oceanography.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great teacher.
And then.
Love him.
Yeah. And so that's literally but as I was about to say, like my like 10th grade science teacher, she was she she talked about like, oh, you can you can have a sexual relationship with your second cousin. I'm like,
She
okay,
said that?
right? Yeah, when we
She
were talking
said
about
that?
yeah, we were
Dude, that's
because we were learning about
incest.
sexual
That is
reproduction.
incest.
She said in some states that's legal, and we're like, what?
That's
Why do you do this? It's
incest,
like,
crazy woman. Gross.
it's like, no offense, like Miss, you're a great teacher, and I don't want to damage her reputation thinking she's a bad human by by any means. She's sweet and she's good at teaching. Like I think she's the best teacher at biology. That day I was really so thrown off. I really was like, great, great to know, Miss Dasher. And me and Harper had the same biology. Me and
Yeah.
Harper are looking at her, and we're like, I don't know what to say. And then like the kids started talking about it. We're like, okay, please stop. No, we are not encouraging this talk. It's like, no.
Another
This is
question. Another question. Yes.
this is a Sweet Home Alabama. This is Virginia Beach. Okay, so no.
What do you mean by Sweet Home Alabama?
There's the generic jokes from there that Alabama people f their like flipping sibling.
Oh, well, I know the joke. I was being sarcastic.
Oh, you were being sarcastic. What about Sweet Home? Sweet
Yeah.
Home Alabama. I probably just got copyrighted.
Yeah, we don't want to copyright, hypocrite. Copywriting Jigsaw for bicycle. What's your problem? Kidding me?
I'm sorry. You haven't been copyrighted yet.
Unbelievable.
As soon as I said we haven't been copyrighted yet, copyright strike.
Stop it.
So that's pretty much our science.
Oh wait,
I don't know.
can I tell a few more? Can I tell like
absolutely.
a few more Tortomasi stories?
Oh yes.
I can go all day with these. There's one story where it was the last day of school and I went to leave the classroom. I was like, "Hey, Mr. Tortomasi, can I go out of the classroom?" He's like, "You're just leaving because you don't like science." I was like, "No," but I mean that was kind of a funny story. But I have to admit, I was so amazed because I used to go to the guitar club. We had a guitar club at our middle school, and I went, and I was standing outside waiting for my mom to pick me up. Mr. Tortomasi was about to leave, and he saw us with the guitar. He's like, "Oh, you play guitar, Bryce?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, I'm in the guitar club." He's like, "Oh, that's so cool." He's like, "What do you like?" Oh, I remember we always talk about like Led Zeppelin and stuff because he loved Led Zeppelin and stuff. And I was like, I really like Kiss and Led Zeppelin. He was like, "Oh, I love Led Zeppelin." And he was like, "I can actually play Stairway to Heaven on guitar." I was like, "No way, man. Can you?" He was like, "Yeah, give me the guitar." And I gave him the guitar. He played Stairway to Heaven note by note. I was like blown away on my little guitar.
Wow.
He was playing along. And I was like, holy crap. So and then he was like, "Thanks for having me play." And then he left.
Dang.
He played it note by note. I was blown away. I was like,
Tortomasi
Mr.
has something
Tortomasi.
hidden, dude. Tortomasi's a mystery in certain aspects, dude, and that's why I like him so much. Is that we don't know.
On you.
I mean, we do know he has dogs.
I'm telling you, he's lived for eternity. Yeah.
It's like
that's the only thing we know. He has dogs.
Only thing we don't know if he has wife or kids. We just don't know. But man, dude.
Mr. Down. Mr. Down, we know he killed. Yeah, he played it note by note. And Stairway to Heaven's like known as being one of the hardest songs playing guitar. And he played that right in front of me. I was like, oh wow. So I'll never forget that. But yeah, we don't know
Wow.
with Tortomasi if he has any family or wives. Mr. Doan, we know
He
he
probably
killed all
does.
his. Mr. Doan killed all his wives, and he has like 12 wives.
Oh yeah, I remember those. He always had a story of which wife he killed. He like will always say like his fourth ex-wife.
Yeah.
What he did to the body and all that. Guys, we had some wacko science teachers, dude.
All science
Like,
teachers are wacky.
yeah, not all of them. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of wacky ones.
Mm-hmm.
Know.
Mr. Vidal, though,
And
he
like,
was wacky. But yeah.
Yeah, he's so wacky. Let's just think of teachers in general, like of all, like what is your most memorable teacher? Like your most memorable, like I wouldn't like to say favorite, but
The most memorable, man. It definitely would
I would
have
have
to
to
be.
say,
Wow, that's kind of a hard question because there's so many memorable teachers.
I have one that's a memorable teacher. I
What?
don't think you
Who?
had this teacher, but I had an English teacher named Mr. Neal.
Mr. Neal.
And he was. You know, you probably don't know him, but he was a
Yeah.
really cool teacher, man. He was very inspiring, dude.
Was he from
That
Great
guy
Neck?
really helped me. Yeah, he was at Great Neck.
Oh wait, Mr. Neal. I do remember him. I think he was one of the. Did he do like Was he like a case manager at school? Or no?
Yeah, I think he was a case manager too.
I do. Yeah, he was my case manager. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
He was so cool.
He was so sweet, so cool. He was a very chill guy. He actually could play guitar too, and he was just a very laid back, cool English teacher. You know, he really wanted to make not so much of a
Yeah.
stressful subject. He really wanted to make it basic. You know, hey, just read one story, man. Read at your own pace. Try your hardest, dude. As long as you just try hard, you know. And you know that's what I did. You know that's why I got a solid A in this class because I just tried. You know he didn't really care if you like did it with perfection. He didn't care really about test grades. He didn't really care about. He just cared about if you put forth the effort and you at least participate, you get a good grade. You know, and I like teachers like that. You know, I like teachers that don't
And
emphasize
then
on
you get
kids.
and you got a solid A from that. Why can't teachers be like that now?
I know it's guys like you cannot imagine any of our viewers that are non-high going to say the struggle is going to be a little bit real because high school is a lot more harder
The
because
struggle as real.
it's like they don't really it's been school they emphasize about participation. In high school they emphasize about everything, classwork, quizzes, and tests. It's like if you don't do good on your quiz you're fluffed, like literally you're fluffed.
Yeah.
It's like I barely a couple times been able to scrape a grade from like my algebra grade. Oh my lord, I could never get that thing up because every time I try to get it up, those quizzes and tests kept murdering it. Like it's hard
I know,
for such a
man.
subject like that to rely on quizzes and tests. I literally, guys, only had one classwork grade a month. One. How is my grade going to survive? Like, how do you expect someone's grade to do well with one classwork grade that's worth like 25% of my grade?
Right. And I really hate teachers who don't put grades in the grade book. It's like
Oh my
I
lord.
finished this assignment, put it in the grade book. Will my grade be up?
Yeah. And it's like it's hard because then you tell them, hey yo, I noticed that you didn't put this grade in the grade book. You don't mind if put it in the grade book? I'll look into it. 2 days later, still on the grade book.
I know that's
It's
annoying.
like
And then you have to tell them like more than once. It's like,
5 billion
come on,
times.
dude.
Hey, put it in the grade book. Did it. I completed it. I need the grade. Like,
It's aggravating. I feel you.
it's like And then another thing, it's like, no offense to like but it's like, how do you expect me to fix my grade when, yeah, I'm not like, dude, I'm terrible at quizzes and tests in certain aspects. Like, I'm terrible at them. I was terrible at those tests. So instead of me have to retaking a quiz, why couldn't you give me class to help get my grade better? You know?
Right.
It's like, let me do like 3 classwork grades so I can at least get some grades to fix my.
You know what was really funny though? When I was in history, grade 11 last year in history. My
Mm-hmm.
teacher freaking like just did. He would be like, "You get the study guide. If you do the study guide, you get extra credit." Then he gives you the test. It's literally the same thing as the study guide. It was like, "Your God, thank you so much." So not
You're
only
like,
not only you get 100 on the test, but then you get extra credit for it. It's the bomb.
like you get the ultimate grade that you
Great.
ever wanted. Like, dude,
Right.
man, I was a god at VAU's history, dude. I was straight up flexing, bro. Like,
So
I was flexing my big brain.
awesome.
Yeah, dude, I had Miss
The
Backman,
brain is getting
and
so
I was
big.
like, yeah, bro, dude, like, dude, I raised my hand every question she asked. Like, bro, I was flexing. I was straight up. I was the history pimp. I knew every question that she had to say, man. Even if it wasn't right, dude, I just answer. Like, I knew I had an answer to it.
You put the effort in it, Dennis. That's what you did. You put the effort.
Yeah, bro, and I got a solid day out of it. So, you know, hey.
Right. Go,
All
Mr.
my other
Neal.
grades were good. I had A's and B's all in my other grades except algebra. I fucking hate. I mean,
I
I had
always
a
thought that was so funny. I
yeah.
always thought it was funny how people were like, there was always a debate with algebra and geometry because I couldn't stand geometry. And everyone was like, what are you talking about? Geometry was so easier. I was like, I thought algebra was easy. They're like, algebra was super hard. I was like,
Both of them were
it's
hard
so
for me.
weird how
Like,
there's
dude,
always like a debate between
to
those
me, I
two.
feel like algebra was harder on me because it's like because geometry, at least I got a C. Like I had a passing grade. With algebra,
Yeah, I think I had like
like,
a B or something in geometry. I got a good grade.
like in algebra,
It was
I barely
average.
got a 60. Like I got like it was like the struggle was real in that class, dude. And the thing I never understood is my teacher didn't say anything to my mother. Like nothing. It's like
That's so
personally
stupid.
me, if I was a teacher, I would tell the parent, yo, your son's failing, bro. Like, no offense. I mean,
Like,
you need to do that. Like I
like,
personally would have I would want my mom on my butt for that. Like, because then that gives me more motivation to get it.
yeah,
Like,
like try to help you and stuff and be concerned.
yeah.
Totally.
But like, and I mean, I get it. You know, me and him. You know, me and my teacher talked, and you know, he had trust on me to get my grade better, and I'm trying to get my grade better. But it's not quite easy if all that we're focusing on is like, okay, just try to get better on the next quiz. It's like, okay, I can't guarantee that. It's like you can already tell I'm not doing great on quizzes and tests. So why don't we just do a couple classworks or J labs or something that can help me get?
Or
It's
like
like,
meet during lunch or something. It's
yeah.
like have meetings
And I mean, yeah,
or
like I get it. We can
tutoring.
practice so much, but like even people that practice, like quiz takers. You know, it's like I'm not a great quiz taker. I'm not a guy that's good with math quizzes. Like I don't know. I'm
Right.
gonna have to retake algebra 2 for my senior year, and it's gonna suck. But at least if I just pass with an A, I'm gonna make sure I pass with a solid grade. Looks good and all that. so I could just get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like senior year is terrible for me. It's senior year one of my easiest years.
Yeah.
Like I have
I
oceanography,
was
which
talking
isn't
to
too
my family
bad.
about it today. It was like, oceanography. That's a breeze through, man. It's so very simple. It's like,
Yeah, but as you were
I was
saying,
talking to
like
my
you were
family
talking
about it.
to
It's
your
like,
family today.
I was talking about. It's like, I want senior year, even though with this COVID stuff happening, it's like I wanted this year to just be the least drama it could be. No more drama.
Yeah.
Because pretty much for the last 3 years, it's just been drama. I just can't take it. It's
Yeah.
just stupid. Junior year wasn't as
It's
bad, but
like,
freshman and sophomore were really bad.
oh yeah, junior year, it still had some drama, like near the end. It was
Yeah.
like, no offense to Alex when he comes to these podcasts, hated when we had to do the film festival thing. Oh my lord, that whole
Oh
thing,
my god. Don't get me started about the film.
that whole thing.
What is this?
And I mean, I tried to make things better. I tried my hardest, but like our schedules
And
were
you had
bad,
work,
dude.
man.
Like
It
our
was
schedule.
you, you had work, so it was like,
Yeah, my time was
it was
limited,
just,
and I had so much bad burnout. It wasn't even funny. Like when I mean guys, when I felt like I was burnt out, I was burnt out, dude. Like there was no buts or ifs about it, dude. Like because like I worked back to back, like sometimes like 4 to like 10 shifts. And that was not fun. That was like 6-hour shifts that made me felt
mm-hmm.
like, I'm just gonna say it, I felt like shift. And even the next morning I don't feel great because all that like
Yeah.
crud and all that just energy I used that whole shift. I had no motivation or anything. And that's probably why my junior year was so hard, because I worked at Sonic for 6 months. It was rough, dude.
Yeah.
It hit up, bro. That's when my shifts got worse. It got worse. It didn't get better. It like got worse because I did back-to-back closing shifts, like these 6 to 12. Those aren't fun. Like those are not fun.
Yeah.
So, but I think senior year should be way better. I'm only gonna work on the
Yeah.
weekends, and plus I only work like 9 to like 4. So it's not like it's burning exhausting when I get off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I worked a 9 to 4 shift and I hiked today and I still feel good. Like I feel energized. I have motivation to do this, you know. But at Sonic, dude, I felt drained. Like the life was sucked out of me. And it's like, so, hey, Mike, if you can make this time work, I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, I gotta work. Like, it's like I can't do certain things. It's like I feel like we were not going to be able to get that film done.
Oh no, there
I
was
think
no way.
I just think even without COVID, I just do not think we were going to be able to get it done. I think there was
No.
just so much going on.
And I told Alex many times, because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was coming up, and I made it into that show as Grandpa Joe, but the show ain't gonna happen now. But it's like, auditions were coming up, and I was telling Alex, dude, me and Mackenzie were gonna audition. And we're like, hey, these auditions are coming up. We need to finish these scenes. He's like, okay. And then he still kept pushing it, and he still nothing was happening. I was like,
Yeah,
these scenes need to
no
be finished
offense to
now.
Alex. We're not mad at I feel bad for Alex because there was a lot of stress on him, and
Yeah, everyone was stressed out.
yeah, and I feel bad, because at the end of the day, he really tried, and it's not his fault at the end of the day, he tried it, and we tried to do it, and I think at the end of the day, it was a lot he had to do. It was a lot of stress on him. It was a lot on his shoulders, tried our best to get that stress off his shoulders. But I mean, because it's not easy when everyone has like either doing clubs or either at like a theater on, and they don't
Right.
have that schedule. It's really hard to do that. So I can understand why he was stressed, and I'm kind of glad he's on a vacation because I'm letting him kind of letting him relax and all of that.
I know, like, with this stuff that happened, I was going at 100 miles. I was so busy with all this, with the school, and then homework, and then freaking, I was doing that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory show, and kind of doing stuff with LTVB. It was like, I was going 100 miles an hour. And it was like,
yeah, dude.
And this stuff happened, and it was like, boom. Everything was canceled, and it was just like, slow down. Just slow down.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Just calm during this time. It's like,
yeah, just
finally.
just sit down and like relax.
Just chill.
Like, I'm not like saying I'm glad that COVID happened. Like, I'm saying in certain aspects it is sad is what happened. But I am kind of
People
like,
have died.
in a way, yeah. But I feel like in a way I'm relieved. I kind of feel happy that I'm relaxing. That I feel like without COVID, a lot of things, the podcast probably would never have happened. Like, let's be honest here. Like, our schedules probably would have been 10 times worse. Like, I don't think the podcast would happen if COVID did not happen.
Oh, yeah, the podcast wouldn't happen. Yeah.
It probably would have been a lot harder to be able to do it. And I think, even with, when things are going back to normal, I think we will be able to find and overcome the boundaries and be able to make content and all of that with and we will take those challenges head on, so, but we're in a good place. We're in a good spot. And I think, this is awesome. It's fun, it's fun to do these podcasts and all that. And it's going to be interesting what the school year holds. Interesting school year.
It is. I know my
stepmom
was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, I'm so sorry your senior year is going to be effed up. And I was like, it's fine. It is sad though, but I guess I tend to look.
It is what it is.
You
gotta look on the bright side, man.
I always kind of remind myself. Yeah, I just remind myself. I'm like, this is what we gotta do. You gotta just be positive about this.
It's life. I feel like, dude, we're gonna look back and we're gonna be like, you remember that time in senior year when it was all crazy? I think we will.
Remember we acting crazy on them Zoom calls?
And we're still doing those Zoom calls. It's going to be like Zoom 3.0. Yeah, man.
Zoom 2021.
Yeah, man. I think we're going to be still doing Zoom in 2021, man. It's going to be crazy. Like, looking down, we're going to be like on our 100th podcast. And I can already see our future podcast, man. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool about our accomplishments we'll be doing on this channel.
And that's the crazy thing, too. It's like, right. And the crazy thing is like, when this stuff happened, it's like, all this technology just came out, too. It was like, wow. It was like perfect timing.
Yeah, and it's like I'm like thinking in the moment, it's like, I gotta take advantage of it. If we don't take advantage of it, dude, then it's like, what are we doing? We need to really, try to, develop ourselves and like make ourselves go out there and like get a brand and all of that, and pursue the Outcast channel.
Yeah. Yeah, people want to complain about technology. It's like, oh, technology is just so much. It's like, without technology, we would be effed.
Oh yeah, dude.
Without technology, we would be doing worse than what we're doing about how we are right now.
Oh yeah. We would probably actually lose our mind. Because
we just all go crazy.
Yeah, well, because internet, a lot of people, the internet's a good out, like, from the real world
I
in certain aspects.
yeah, I love the internet. I love technology. I love the internet. It's like
Yeah,
it's really a saving grace in a way.
yeah, technology
Yeah, I
just get
guess.
better and better. And I really want to try a couple things. I want to
Yeah,
try virtual reality. I'm really excited for virtual reality. I want to get like virtual reality. That's gonna be so fun, so
I
cool. I
actually
gotta
have
save
a
up some.
Jurassic World virtual game. I have a Jurassic World VR
Ooh,
game, but it's like an app. Yeah, it's like on an app on your phone that you get, and then you like buy the goggles separately, and it comes with like the remote, like the control stick. And you get to
that's
like
cool.
fight off dinosaurs. It's really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a reality headset for like my PlayStation 4. Oh, dude, I think that's gonna be cool. It's gonna be dope. And I'm gonna record a couple
What
virtual reality
games?
stuff. Couple of games. I'm not gonna buy it immediately, but I'm gonna buy it when I save up some money. But there's like a couple like horror virtual games you can download. I think there's like a virtual app you can download that you virtual modes and all that. It's pretty cool.
That's the thing that for me, it's like I love horror movies, and but I can't be in the story, man. That's why I say I can't be in the story. I can't play horror games.
Dude,
It's not my. I
I gotta do
can't.
the virtual. I gotta do the virtual games, bro. If I don't, man, it's good experience.
You go on with your horror crazy games.
You go on with your horror nightmare.
Yeah, your horror nightmare world.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. It's awesome to do, Um, because I got the Walking Dead Definitive Series, which actually, fun fact, I'm about to do the first episode of season 1 on Monday. I'm actually gonna live. I'm gonna put it on Premiere. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be dope.
Ooh, sweet
Ooh.
dude.
Ooh. It's gonna be on a playlist, man. It's gonna be
Ooh.
awesome, guys. I'm gonna do like the first. I'm gonna do the first 3 episodes, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice, bro. Nice. It has like everything
Nice.
on there, dude. I'm so excited. It has like the 400-day DLC. It has Michonne,
Mm-hmm.
which did so well. I think it's still. I'll still do the series on it. And yeah, it has like everything on it. I'm like so excited. I'm so for it.
Sweet dude.
I'm so excited to play with Clementine again. Clementine's
I
sweet.
know
Clementine's adorable.
Clementine's a sweetheart.
She's we feel so old in certain aspects because Clementine, the Walking Dead game is 8 years old,
Wow, really?
literally. Yeah, it came out in like 2012. That was the first season. Man, dude, it
The
was
first season was
so
2012.
yeah.
8 years ago.
Dude, I was 10. I was literally
It
10.
still looks cool.
Oh, right?
It looks amazing
And
still.
like Clement, it's so weird to see
I love
Clement
the comic book
because
style.
technically Clementine's around our age, but we're kind of like dad figures to her. We're like
Mm.
growing up too fast. She's growing up.
Yeah.
We're just crying over here. She was like that little sweet little girl. And it's like it's so weird because if you look back at season 1, there's so many references to like the TV show The Walking Dead.
It really does. Like Glenn is in it. Poor
Yeah, not only
Glenn.
that, but if you think about it, the guy that obviously I kind of watched it. I don't remember too much. Police officer that was taking Lee to jail, he actually had the same police uniform as Rick. If you think about it, if you look back at it, he
Right? Oh
does.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's
He
like,
sure
and if
did.
you think
Yeah.
about it, you connect the dots. You're like, what if Rick did not get shot? Maybe he could have taken Lee.
Ooh, interesting.
That same day where the world like collapsed was the like same day where Lee got arrested and where Rick got shot.
Oh man, yeah, that would
So,
totally be interesting.
if we maybe, I don't know, I probably want to listen to the radio coach because they probably mentioned Officer Down. That would have been, oh, that would be so cool, dude. Looking back, that would have been a cool Easter egg where it just says Officer Down, Rick Grimes down. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
Because he was going out of Atlanta. Like Lee was like, I think about to be transported to the police station where Rick worked at.
Yeah, they were leaving Atlanta, the city, and they were right at they were on the interstate near the suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Rick deputy.
What?
I think Rick was like the sheriff deputy.
Yeah, he was very high up in authority.
So he went across Lee Everett one way or another.
Our sheriff deputy.
Yeah, one way or another.
The sheriff.
And it's crazy because if you think about it, Rick is as like guilty as Lee. Because Rick like killed multiple people in the zombie.
Oh yeah.
So like in the end of the day, killing's bad, but at the end of the day, it was for the betterment and survival of his group.
Yeah.
You know, and same thing with Lee. So at the end of the day, I don't think like thinking about it, even if Lee and Rick crossed again, crossed Lee again, he's not going to probably arrest him or have anything against him because it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it really doesn't matter. You know, it's like we're trying to survive out here, you know.
Right.
So it would have been interesting if Clementine met Rick. It would have been so cool. I want that crossover, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It possibly could, because Skybound does own not only the Walking Dead comic book, but it does own the Walking Dead game rights. So it could happen. It could.
It's in a deleted scene.
It's in a deleted scene.
Let's hope that
it's in a deleted file. Bro, they gotta upload that. They gotta upload that if it's in a deleted scene, bro.
For real.
Because the closest she met Rick was, I think, that was like the closest. Meaning Jesus.
What was? Oh yeah, Jesus.
Clementine.
Yeah.
That's because right. Jesus knows Rick and his group.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jesus is part of Hilltop.
Yeah.
Like Maggie, and obviously Maggie knows Rick. And it's so interesting because in season 4, Rick is kind of mentioned, you know, because of the Whisperers. Because at that time, the Whisperers and the Rick was in a war. They're in the war of all fronts. It's like you an ally with the Whisperers, but I'm like, Whisperers, dude, they're bad people. They're bad people.
They are, man.
It's like, I mean, it's cool. It's a cool concept to like, but like, I wouldn't want to be a part of their group. Like
the Whisperers think they're talking to zombies or whatever. Yeah.
Not only that, but they would kill. Like the leader will kill you if you like even speak against her. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Part of like dictatorship in certain aspects, but at least he's not like a ruthless dictator.
Yeah. I see dead people.
Yeah, but like it's gonna be interesting because I mean I don't like to spoil too much of The Walking Dead, guys. If you haven't seen The Walking Dead or anything, then I would really highly watch The Walking Dead because it's a cool show and it's a perfect time to binge watch. Like it's the perfect time to watch it.
For real.
I gotta get caught up though. I've literally like I haven't like I'm not like too far behind, but I haven't like finished the second half of season 10. I need to go on the ball.
Yeah, I still gotta finish season 3.
Don't worry,
Man.
man. When we get time and when you get back, dude, I'll sit down and watch some Walking Dead with
For real. Does Dylan watch The Walking Dead? I think he
you.
does, right?
Yeah, he's a little bit behind too. So we might, never know. We might get together and get caught up. I'll be up for that. I'll be down
I
for
think
that.
I know Joey watches it too.
Yeah, but he's probably at it. He's probably like season 2 to season 3, bro. He's like so far. He's like really behind.
Dang.
It's not bad to be really behind, dude. But it's like you're in North Carolina, and obviously I would not want to watch that show near Liam. Like, yeah, I mean,
Oh god, no. I'm not watching this show. That kid's watching Dinosaur
Liam,
Train. Do you remember that
Liam,
show?
look
Do you
away.
remember Dinosaur Train?
Dinosaur Train, yes, I remember
Yeah.
that show.
Man, that's like one of his favorite shows. I have to admit, I love watching that show with him. Because I watched that show when I was a kid too, so I'm like, Dinosaur
You gotta
Train!
show him some of our classics. You gotta show him Courage the Cowardly Dog. You gotta show him Tom and Jerry from our jam, dude. That was my shows when I grew up, man. When I was a little kid, dude, Tom and Jerry was my favorite show. I loved that show, man.
That's my mom's show. She watched a lot of cartoons too, Tom and Jerry. I love Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry's a classic. Tom and Jerry was like around since like my grandparents got married
Yeah, they've
in
been around for a
1960s.
while. I wouldn't even say the 60s. I feel like, I don't know. Hold on, let me Google
I
it.
think
Like
maybe it's a
1940. 1940.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, they've been around a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That was like 5 years before my grandpa. So they probably watched
That's,
Tom and Jerry when they were little.
yeah. Sure they did.
Because my
Best.
my great grandpa Donald loved all sorts of technology. He was like a technology geek. He wanted like everything new. Even when he was dying, which it felt bad on my family's end because they had to pay off his debts. But he bought like everything technology. He bought like the new TV. He bought the new satellite. He bought like the new cable. Man, he was all in sorts of technology. My great grandpa Donald was still alive today, dude. Bro, he would he would get the new iPhone. He would get the new Apple computer, bro. He was straight up pimping in the technology, man. He just loved it. He was
Hey,
so fascinated by it.
get all the new game
Yeah, he
systems,
was like
everything.
he was into everything. Sadly, I don't think he was so much into the like consoles, but he was like really into cable. He was really into like the cable and all that. On that nice fancy big TV.
Man, he'd be like, oh my gosh, you could just. He's like, dude, you could just stream stuff now? Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's mine.
Oh, oh. Donald his jaw would drop if that was around at that time, man. My grandpa Donald was a very interesting man. He was a good grandfather. He did have a bad alcohol problem, but at least the alcohol problem didn't get bad to a point where he abused his wife or anything. He had a little bit of a drinking problem. That It's sad to look back in your ancestors and say, man, they had that problem. Yeah. Yeah, and that was like 1992, man. That was the death year in my family. Oh, that was a bad year. That was a bad year. My uncle died to AIDS. My great-grandfather died. My mom's little cousin that was born literally on died literally on no, not Christmas Day. He was born on Christmas Eve and he died on Christmas Day. That was a,
Oh my. Oh.
yeah. Sorry. It's getting a little sad in here, guys. But
That breaks my heart. I'm
yeah.
sad now.
Good Christmas present.
I'm
That
really
was
sad.
not. Yeah, that's not a good Christmas present. But he's buried with. But the good news, guys, he's buried with my great uncle Dennis. Great uncle Dennis was a very, very great man. That's actually where I got my name. I got my name from my great uncle Dennis because my mom adored my great uncle Dennis, like adored him. Because my mom was adopted into the family. My grandparents on my mom's side are not my biological grandparents, but mom was adopted into the family. My grandma's parents were crazy and just adored my mom and her brother by any. They were blood. And I think the main reason was because my great grandma Helen was Muller was even adopted too. Like her parents are not even the biological parents. So she I think knew that understanding that I even if this child may not be my blood, she's still my grandchild. You know. But there was
Yeah.
something special about my great uncle Dennis that my mom adored. My great uncle Dennis made my very special. Made her feel very special. He, as I like to say, he was the golden heart of St. Louis. That man, symbolism of what a good person is. Because that man, according to my grandma, which is because my great uncle Dennis is my grandma's brother,
Mm-hmm.
to call suicide hotlines when he got the chance because sadly when his type 1 diabetes really affected him, he was in a wheelchair. He lost both his legs. His fingers were literally like rotting away. But
Gosh.
in those days he would go on suicide hotlines and he would call people and he would talk about how he would talk to the people and he would go through their problems and he would always tell them that there's a purpose in life, that there's always life, and that you should not kill yourself or you should not be sad because there will always be that light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to fight and search for it. He always
Oh,
says there's a purpose in
that's so
life
sweet.
and there's a purpose on this earth. He like would always call that, and it's sad because he did die at the age of 45 on April 28th of 1995. He died literally a year before my parents got married.
Dang.
But his mark will always be left on history as a very genuine, loving, and caring person. Even when he was dying and sick, he was a very happy man, and that is why I think me doing YouTube, guys, and me doing this, it really means a lot to me because I want to pass on and the heart that he did and he had because he was a very, very special man to my mom, and I obviously she sees a lot of him in me and the heart that I was given by him to you guys, the Outcasters. You're
Mhm.
just the greatest clan on YouTube. So I just want you guys to know that even though this was a little bit of a roller coaster, and that even though death is a very scary thing and it's a very devastating thing in families, always try to look at the positive and the outlook on life. know that there's light at every tunnel or every moment in your life, that you will always find that peace and that end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gene Simmons looks pretty lit. He looks pretty
I'm
unlike.
having the time of my life. I'm having the time of my life, Dennis. I'm not a depressed person. I'm as happy as can be. My face is glowing. Actually, with a crimson glow.
You should do voice acting for Gene Simmons on like TV shows. You'll be pretty good, man. I think Gene Simmons the stamp of approval.
Yeah, right? You just be like, you sound nothing like me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I think, we're going to talk, I think a little bit more on this podcast. I think what we want to talk about is basically movies. Because we're on a roller coaster of teachers, and like we've talked a little bit about family a bit, and, basically the kind of like what the future holds for school. So yeah, that I really want to talk about movies is like, what to you? I think I have an idea what to me is the greatest movie of all time. But Bryce, since you are a movie geek, you the greatest movie of all time.
You really, oh wow. You asked me a very hard question.
Think of a
I want to
lot of
hear
good
from you.
movies.
What do you think is the greatest movie? What do you think is the greatest movie of all time?
Greatest movie of all time. Ooh, because there's a lot of. I think there's a lot of very good movies. But the movie that comes to mind that I think is not only classic, but the movie that is not mentioned a lot. And I think to me, and you know this actor that's in this movie, I think Young Frankenstein to me is like the greatest movie of all time with Gene Wilder.
Oh, Young Frankenstein.
It's an interesting choice. It's a very odd choice because it's not a movie that I see. Like, it's not a movie that I see often. Very good movie to me. I think Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's black and gray, I mean, and obviously later on they put color into it, black and gray. I think it was just an outstanding movie and performance. The music's good in that movie. I just loved everything. The symbolism, music. I just love everything about that movie. I just think it's, a very good, unique movie. I think to me that's the greatest of all time. I know that's a very odd one, but I think, I think to me it's a good movie, and I think it, deserves some recognition.
That is a great choice for a movie. Yeah. Mel Brooks. You can't go wrong with Mel Brooks.
Yeah, you really can't. And then I think like if I had to go with like another, I think another movie that I would consider like the greatest movie of all time. Oh, that's hard, but I think a lot of people might mention this one, but I think this one's another good one. Forrest Gump. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump is a really good movie. But I prefer Mile. I like The Green Mile with Tom Hanks. That's a really good movie. I think that's like I think that's my favorite Tom Hanks movie.
Man. Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard to think about because there's so many good movies. Like I can name a lot. Godfather.
Gosh.
I mean, Titanic can even be on there. The Terminator. Like I can name list of good movies I think I can easily put in the top 25. Lion King. Aladdin.
Yes. Oh my
Not
God.
the live actions, the original.
Yeah, Robin Williams all the way.
Yeah, bro.
Robin
I
Williams.
will still fight on Alex on this one. Robin Williams is the best genie on this goddamn planet. You don't.
Wait,
Don't. He thinks Will Smith did better. I know the
No,
disrespect.
I'm. Oh, I'm. Oh, oh, I'm.
I
Oh,
was so
I'm freaking out,
heated.
dude.
Like literally, I remember
Oh
he's like,
no.
he says, okay,
Nuh-uh.
don't get mad at me, but I think Will Smith did better as this genie than Robin Williams. I'm like, excuse me?
No.
I'm like, I don't
Mm.
care if that blue Smurf was live
I'm
action. Robin Williams not
a
only was,
freaking Smurf. Yeah.
but that man could sing. Will Smith, good singer, but nothing compared
Yes.
to Robin Williams. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I sh- I shouldn't be angry, but I'm kind of riled up from this. Like what? Like why would you say that? I'm Robin Williams, man. It's Robin Williams. Will
Yeah,
Smith, yeah.
dude.
Robin Williams.
Like
Oh my
no
gosh.
disrespect towards Will Smith. Will Smith's a good actor. I mean, but like to
He can
Aladdin?
stay in his Men in Black films.
Yeah, like no offense. When I think of Will Smith, I think of like live action movies. I think of like action. I don't think of
Yeah.
like Robin Williams to me has always been the comedic. I've always loved Robin Williams. Like
Right.
Birdcage,
He's a genius.
Mrs.
Yes.
Doubtfire. I mean, so many good movies Robin
Yeah.
Williams did. Like every movie that I've seen Robin Williams in, even Night in the Museum, he was good in those movies. It's
Yeah.
like he's just a really, and I just felt very, very disrespected when he said even considered for the slightest second that Will Smith was better than Robin Williams. I didn't even say he was
Yeah,
a
I
better
feel
actor than Robin
offended.
Williams. It's like I Williams
I
is
think I'm having
easily
I'm having a seizure right now. Like,
Robin Williams is like to me one of the like top 5 best actors of all time, easily.
how dare he say that?
I know, right? Like, dude, Alex, when you come back to this podcast, you have a lot of explaining to do,
No, we kick
Bryce.
him
You have
off.
like a
No, kick him off. Rip up his contract right now.
rip off his contract right now.
Rip up. I feel violated. I'm gonna sue him. I'm putting a restraining order against him. We can no longer see each other, Alex. We can no longer see each other. And you know what? Speaking of which, I'm going.
What?
No, I'm just gonna do a little something. I'm gonna post a new picture for my background.
Oh, I think you got a new picture, and I think I kind
Yeah, I'm now getting a new picture for my background. I'm not. What's it on? Oh, Gene Simmons. Yeah, Gene Simmons. I have to change it real quick. I have a way better background right now. Yeah, my boy Robin Williams.
there we are.
Okay, my boy, the best
There
genie.
he is. The myth and the legend, dude. He's easily and again he's top. I think he even's top 5 or best voice actor. Like
He's probably. I think he's like the best voice actor. Probably. He's amazing.
yeah,
He's
because he could do
hilarious.
so many voices. Even in Miss Doubtfire, he did like I think separate voices. It's like in like literally one scene. It's like
Oh yeah,
that man's talented by all belief.
Yeah, he did the cartoon voice.
Yeah.
Then he was doing the Scottish
Oh yeah.
for Mrs. Doubtfire. It's like, that's, how can you call him? How can you think he's better than Will Smith? Will Smith acts like Will Smith in every movie he's in.
Yeah. And like the only like thing that I like when I think of like Will Smith is like I think of like Prince of Bel-Air. That's all I think about. Like, no
I
offense,
just
like
think
no
of him as Men
disrespect.
in Black.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Men in Black
That's
is
it.
another one. I think even like Legends. I think is that the movie? What it's called? It's some zombie post-apocalyptic movie he did. I Am Legend. There we are. That was the title for it.
Huh.
But yeah, but see, that's hard. You see, it's hard to think about where, like, what movies Will Smith did because Will Smith, yeah, has done a ton of movies, but it's just like, I don't know, he's just not an actor to me.
He's nothing like Robin Williams. Robin Williams is way more talented.
Oh yeah, and no.
I
And
mean, just,
if you ever somehow come across this man,
I mean, I
you're
love
good.
Will Smith.
Yeah, he's a good actor in his own right. There's no buts or ifs about that. But you see, Will Smith is on good story, and Robin Williams is at like legend actors. Like he's like will easily be
Legend.
remembered. Like he's the best of the
Mm-hmm. He's one of my
like.
main influences for acting. Like, I absolutely
Oh,
love Robin
absolutely,
Williams.
yeah, dude. Like, and my sister adored Robin Williams, man. And oh my lord, I still remember clear as day the day he died. Oh, oh, my whole family. Oh, like everyone in my whole family was like devastated
So
because it was like
devastating, man.
it was so thinking that please tell me this isn't real. Like we were like tell me this isn't real. It's like it's
So
many levels
it's so
because he was
sad
so
because he was.
talented.
Mm-hmm.
He was so talented, but he
Yeah.
just wasn't happy. You know.
He was just he. What I found out was that he was really sick, and he had Lyme's disease, and it really messed with his brain, and it kind of made him like
So he wasn't psychologically
different.
thinking.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
mentally ill, and pretty much, and then he killed himself.
Oh no, I feel so bad for him. You know, because
Awful.
no man deserves that
I mean,
great guy
honestly,
like him.
yeah, and with that disease, I mean, of course, it made him depressed and all that stuff, and he just
Yeah,
wasn't
and
in that right place because
it's
that
nothing we could
disease.
do. You know, it was nothing we could really do in the situation. You know, but I try to like to always remember him for like the acting and for what he did for the as just an actor. You know, he was just a phenomenal
Yes,
actor. Like him and Nathan Lane. Oh, really good
Nate.
duo.
I love Nathan Lane, dude. He is
Dude.
amazing.
Yeah. Nathan Lane, easily, I could say Nathan Lane's top 3 with like Broadway act.
Oh, absolutely. I think he's
He's
probably. I think he's my favorite pseudolist. He played pseudolist in A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. I think he's my favorite one. He's like
oh yeah,
perfect.
absolutely.
He was perfect for that role.
I don't know. I can't verify if this is true, but I think my dad got an autograph.
Of Nathan Lane?
Yeah. I don't know where it is. I think we lost it sadly on the way, like when we were moving.
Oh, no, no, no. I was about
Yeah.
to say, I was about to say, I want to see it so bad.
I know, dude, and I think the sad thing is that those stupid movers at the Lincoln Housing, I think threw it out, which is hate them if they did because it's like that is like a significant piece of history right
Okay.
there to even get
So
into the
I'm gonna have,
autograph.
for real, I'm gonna have to sue those movers, and I'm gonna have to put a restraining order on Alex. What is with people right now? Corona's making them crazy.
I don't know, man. I mean, as I said, I don't know if it was an actual autograph. So it maybe could have been, but like because it looked like his autograph, but it could. Usually, sometimes there's like forged autographs or like printed autographs. So that probably could have been one of those where he had a printed
Oh, so
autograph and it wasn't like an
it
actual.
wasn't it wasn't like he met him. It
I
wasn't like
don't
he
think he
met him
met
and
him.
got
I
it
think he got it.
autographed or anything like that.
I think what happened is I think it was like a friend that my dad had, and I think my dad's friend gave it to him, and I think my dad knew in fact that it wasn't I think a real autograph, but he still kept it because it was Nathan Lane because my dad was a huge fan of Nathan Lane.
Ah,
As I said, it could be a real autograph, but we just don't know. We don't have like a source proven that it is his autograph.
yeah.
It's one of
What did
those.
his friend do? Was he like a Hollywood dude or something?
I think he did like Broadway shows and all that. I think he did like some Broadway shows.
Oh,
So it could possibly be an. We'll never know.
possibly.
Never know because of those stupid Lincoln movers.
Okay. Well, the Lincoln Movers are questionable on suing, so we'll keep it at bay.
Dude, they threw away so many. They threw away my dad's class ring.
Why?
I don't know.
What did they think he was going to do? Punch them in the throat
I
or
don't
something?
know.
For
So we
losing his
paid these
Nathan Lane? No, I'm
guys. We
kidding.
paid these guys stuff, and instead of moving our stuff, they put it in trash bags and like put it outside our house, and like. So I think
Yes,
sometimes the stuff got
some
mixed
job
up,
they
and
did.
like they threw away my dad's class ring. They threw away, I think, they threw away like a book that we used to read every year. It was like a tradition. We would read it on like Christmas Eve, and they threw away that.
What book was it?
I think it was like I think it was, I forgot what it was. I forgot the book, but it was the book that we read every year for like Christmas.
Oh,
And they threw away that
yeah.
book.
That's so stupid.
Those damn movers. Oh, we never forgave those movers, especially for my dad's class ring. Oh my lord. Oh, and my dad wanted to murk someone after he found out his class ring was.
For real, man.
Like, I swear, if I move and my class ring somehow ends up in we're gonna have issues. But we don't have movers move our stuff anymore. We move our stuff on our own. Cause left that crap. Nope. Don't trust movers one bit. Nope. We don't trust them one bit.
All right.
Yeah, but that's what you have to deal with. It's just people in this world. They're interesting human beings. Let me be honest with you. We live in a world of stupidity.
Tell you. Of weirdos.
Don't get me started with Virginia Beach, dude. Oh Lord, we have people. That red car story from like podcast number 2 already gives you a story enough.
Gosh. So that guy was yelling at a person in the back of the car, and the person in the back of the car was smiling at you?
Yeah, that
Is that what
creepy
happened?
kid with the grin. image is so vivid to me. So creepy, man. Ugh. Like, why did
Is
that
it?
kid roll down the window? Like,
Did you get the cat? Did you catch it on the camera or no?
no, because I kind of had the camera to my chest. You can kind of clearly hear the guy like yelling at me.
Dang.
But no, man. But it was so weird. It was so weird on so many levels. I just don't understand why you would yell
You
at
ventured
some
the
random
Twilight
person
Zone.
on the sidewalk.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Is,
All I know is
dude,
that
is everything in the dollar store that actually cost $1? Hey.
technically does tax.
Yeah.
Like I literally saw like a Dollar Tree. It's like he says, okay, it's gonna be $1.03. It's like, yo, then your name's Dollar Tree. Isn't it
What?
supposed to be?
Yeah.
Isn't
Do
it
you just
supposed to be
imagine that?
a dollar?
Yeah. Do you imagine they actually have to like price the things carefully in order for like the price plus tax it would exactly be $1?
Okay,
It'd be
guys. So yeah,
hilarious.
it's like 99 cent. The 0.1
Yeah.
cent to make it $1.
It's the number of pi is 3.142094. What the 3354
Oh Lord. Oh man,
that
I would.
number is at.
Man, dude, I would like literally want to die internally if I had to do that as a cashier. But not only that,
Oh man.
so an interesting story. This is gonna be the last story we're gonna probably podcast, but this story basically takes place at a Circle K that is now a supposed 7-Eleven. Near my house, there's like a gas station, and it's called Circle K. Well, apparently, oh, no,
Huh?
is everything okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mm?
okay. So I go to the Circle K, and I'm like, okay, because their sign is no longer out there, like because they had a Circle K sign, and their Circle K sign, maybe they could be repairing it. So my mom was like, okay, you know what, you can get me a drink. And me and her are talking in the car. We're like, yeah, I think they're just repairing the sign. They're like a Circle K. I'm so wrong. I literally go in there and I go to like the fountain, and all I see is 7-Eleven cups. I'm like,
What?
oh. Yeah, I'm so
Wait,
confused
what?
because it
What
looks
you
like a
see?
Circle K. It looks like a Circle K, and then when you go inside 7-Eleven, and then as soon as I get my drinks, I look at the worker, and she's wearing a 7-Eleven shirt. And I'm like, uh, you guys are no longer Circle K, eh? I guess you're now a off-brand 7-Eleven. I'm like,
Oh
okay,
my
yet
god.
again, why do we need a 7-Eleven? Because we have, like, this is literally how weird 7-Eleven is. We have a 7-Eleven over there, and then literally another, like, 5 to 10 minute walk, there's a then if you go the opposite way, there's another 7-Eleven not too far, and then there's another 7-Eleven down there. We have 4
Oh my
7-Elevens
gosh.
in this span of like half miles.
That's crazy.
What? It's like this 7-Eleven monopoly, bro. It's like they're
For real. Oh, they're taking over. Battling with Wawa.
Hey, Wawa's pretty good though. They're hoagies,
Yeah.
man. Pretty good sandwiches there. I love their
I
mac
haven't
and
really
cheese
been
too.
to Wawa. Oh, really?
You know what? For a vlog, dude, when you get back, man, I'm gonna get you a sandwich. My mom calls it woo. My mom calls it woo woo.
Woo, why?
I don't know. My mom just calls it woo woo.
Maybe when she eats the sandwich, she just goes woo woo. She eats a hoagie. Woo.
To be the podcast, man. It was an awesome podcast, though, dude.
Wait, I haven't said what I think the greatest movie is. I think I figured my movies out.
Oh yeah, let's actually get that wrapped up.
Okay, so I'm gonna do multiple movies. I think the greatest horror movie. I gotta start with this one. The greatest horror movie is Halloween. Halloween's the greatest horror movie of all time. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
The original.
I think a movie that could definitely rival it is maybe The Exorcist and maybe Psycho, but I think Halloween's definitely good. Definitely.
Yeah, and then the greatest comedy movie, man. Have you ever seen Airplane? I really love Airplane. I think a lot of people would say Airplane though, but I saw that movie, man. That movie is freaking hilarious. It's on Netflix. When my uncle was here, he was like, "Have you ever seen Airplane?" I was like, "No, I've never seen that movie." And he played it for me. It was so funny. I watched it 2 times in a row.
Oh, wow.
So I would probably say that's the greatest one. But I also kind of want to say, man.
I'm not a huge comedy. Tell you what genre.
How dare you? You're crazy.
I know. Like, the only comedic movie that I would think of. Comedy? Technically, it's not comedy. It's more like a musical, but I would say like Producers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's still a comedy in a way. And Young Frankenstein, I think, would be a comedy, too.
Yeah, in certain aspects.
And I probably would pick, I think maybe Napoleon Dynamite would probably be my favorite comedy.
That's a good one. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
So that's horror and that's comedy.
My favorite fantasy. Yeah.
Your favorite fantasy? I would say for me it would be the last Harry Potter movie. Because it's technically fantasy.
Gosh, the Deathly Hallows. Deathly Hallows is awesome.
Part 2.
My favorite Harry Potter movie is Prisoner of Azkaban. I absolutely love that movie. One of my favorite scenes was when they're on the night bus. I love the night bus. When they did the ridiculous scene, that's one of my favorite scenes. I mean, a lot of my favorite stuff is in that movie.
My favorite movie is Part 2, the last movie. I just thought that movie was shot so beautifully. I loved the saturation in that movie, the dark tone. It was just really well done in certain aspects. It was just this movie.
Great ending.
Yeah, it was this movie of dread and war. You know, it was a war between the Muggle blood and the Death Eaters, and it was a really good movie. It was just a really good movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of yeah.
Oh no, we're saying
what was also.
Oh no, I'm saying another great ending movie to the series was Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars. I thought that was
a good one.
Awesome. That was that was the best movie that was released by Disney that was Star Wars related. That was the best one. That was an amazing ending to the series.
Too much hate. I think that movie gets too much hate.
What? It got hate? Why?
Yeah,
it's literally everything Star Wars. They hate that
Sleep
movie,
on
but
Us.
they like The
Outside.
Last Jedi.
Oh god. Oh Lord. Last Jedi. Last Jedi. Last Jedi to
Disappointing.
me was so.
And I thought
I could.
Knives Out, and that was written by the same guy, Ryan Johnson. I thought Knives Out
Oh yeah.
wasn't that great.
Wasn't
I
that
didn't
great?
really like Knives Out. I didn't like Knives Out.
Really?
They gave it away. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like Clue or something. Like they were like, oh, the guy killed himself, and you had to sit like through an hour about like how he killed himself. It was like, what is this?
Me and Dylan loved like Knives Out. I think that was.
I know y'all loved it, but I thought it was gonna be more like Clue or something like that, or Murder by Death. I didn't think like, and then there was Ryan Johnson. I was like, oh, of course.
And dude, I like Jamie Lee Curtis. I just liked the way.
Oh no, the people in that movie were
so
amazing.
Yeah.
People in that movie were amazing.
I will say though,
just the story.
Whoever was like, I forgot who was the detective, but I did not like it. Like,
oh yeah, Daniel Craig.
That?
Daniel Craig's accent was stupid. I was like,
let Daniel Craig be Daniel Craig. Like, it would be Daniel Craig, and the movie wouldn't have been like it wouldn't have been good for me. Like it wouldn't have been like
or even
it was a great movie. Like,
yeah, or just pick a different actor. If you want a Southern accent, pick a different actor.
I think the guy that would have been a nice like detective. I just want to be the detective. I think that just would have been cool.
Who?
Just having me like in a different like role. I just didn't like him being the killer.
Oh, Chris Pratt?
No, Chris Evans.
I mean, not Chris Pratt. Chris Evans. I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Chris Evans.
Yeah, I think he just fit the detective.
He did play that cocky role very well.
He did play the role. He did play it very well. I don't know.
I'm
the
trying
movie
to think
did
who would be a pretty good detective role. I mean, heck, I would probably think Andrew Lincoln. He would probably be pretty good.
He was on my mind. I mean, because he was on my mind. I'm gonna pick him, but he was on my mind. Because he had the British accent.
Who would be really good at a Southern accent like that? Yeah. Who would be really good at a Southern accent?
I just would love Andrew Lincoln to be British in that movie. I just think he would like. It would be so. It would just because people love British, man. People love. So I would just love his British accent. Yeah, Knives Out.
Right.
I can understand. Good movie, but like I think for the movie for that year, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple movies that we were like.
I mean, it wasn't my favorite, so it was like whatever.
Parasite, weird movie. It should have not.
I hated Parasite. That movie was so boring.
The concept
it was like
interesting, but so drawn out.
They need to pick up the movie. It was too slow. I was like, pick it up already.
Me and Dylan looked at ourselves and we're like, it was a good movie, but best movie of the year?
No.
Come on. Not even.
And that's what the critics say on Rotten Tomatoes, 97%.
97%?
It's always with the critics.
No, dude. I would give it like a 5. It was cool. I liked it when it was thriller. I liked the concept. Just it was too slow.
I would give it that movie. I would probably give like a 70 or something.
Yeah, it was
or
terrible.
71.
The concept was cool and the acting was pretty good.
Yeah, like I liked the concept because like the family was trying to make money and they were trying to. It's actually kind of a funny movie in a way. So
Yeah,
I
but oh
did
my
kind of
god, there
enjoy
was
that.
two scenes weird to me in that movie. The first scene that was very weird was the teacher kissing the student. That was very weird to me. Is that
Wait, the teacher. Oh
you
yeah, I
yeah,
do
remember
remember
that
that.
scene? That scene was weird to me. That was weird. And then the husband and the wife, they were
Oh
like
yeah, that scene was
on the sofa.
weird.
That scene was
You don't.
very just me and Dylan were looking at each other. We were like, Dylan was, Dennis, what the hell are we fucking watching? I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, it was just. I was like, yeah, I saw it. I was like, ew. Like, it's just skip. I saw it on Hulu. I was like, just fast forward.
And
That's what
then
I
me,
love about
and then me,
Springfield.
like, me and Dylan were playing like father and son role, and I'm like, Dad. He's like, son, don't look. Close your eyes, son. That movie was
For real.
a lot of people, and even like, I don't know, they were on the fence about this movie. They were like, it was good, but it was bad at the same time. It was like a lot of people were mixed on that
Yeah.
movie.
It was just too slow for
I think,
me.
hell, I
The
would have
ending
given
kind of.
Joker best movie.
Oh, Joker? I would
I would
pick
have given.
Joker any day over Parasite.
Yeah, it would. I think it should have gotten best movie.
For me, like I'm more of a Tim Burton Batman movie kind dude. I only watch the Tim Burton movies, but I saw Joker. I love that movie. I think that was a great movie. It was
And fun
disturbing as
fact:
crap. That's a good movie.
Have you heard about Michael Keaton coming back as Batman?
What?
You didn't
Oh my
hear about
gosh, he
that?
is. No.
He's coming back in the Flash movie as Batman.
Yeah, I got to see that movie then. I have to see the Flash movie.
Bro, when I heard that, I was like,
I gotta
I was
watch
like,
it. Yeah,
like,
Michael
bruh.
Keaton. He's my Batman.
It's like, how could you stop Michael Keaton? It's not like he didn't want to come back and play Batman. It's like they pretty
Right. It's Tim Burton. Tim Burton didn't want to make the movies anymore.
But even
That's
then, I
why.
just think you could get a director to do it. And I think if you just get Tim Burton as an executive producer,
And even and and Tim Burton was even an executive producer for Batman Forever. He was a producer on that movie.
yeah,
I was surprised by that.
I felt
He
so
had
bad
Val
for Michael.
Kilmer as Batman. I was like,
Yeah, because it was Michael
what
Keaton,
other?
and then from Michael Keaton, I think George Clooney,
Yeah,
and then George Clooney was wacky. I didn't like George
yeah.
Clooney. I didn't like him as Batman.
What was? Yeah, and then everyone knows Christian Bale.
Christian Bale was pretty good.
Yeah,
And
I'm
then
trying
from
to figure
Christian
out.
Bale, it went to
Oh
Ben
yeah, there
Affleck.
was. Yeah, I never saw those Batman movies, but I always kind of thought he was a weird choice. I don't know.
He was
Is
good.
that just
He
me?
wasn't too bad. He wasn't. I don't think he was like Christian Bale level, but he's pretty good.
Yeah. Cool.
And Robert Patterson, according to Jarek, he's gonna be good.
I think he'll be good. I don't like
Good
the movie
Bruce
title
Wayne.
for that movie. Like the movie said, it's going to be called The Batman. I don't like the title. It's stupid. The Batman.
And here's the
Just
thing
call it
about
Batman.
here's the thing with Robert Patterson. I think he'll be a great Bruce Wayne. I don't know about Batman. I feel like I need that balance, and I just don't know if he has that balance. I think he'll be a good Bruce
Well, it's
Wayne.
pretty much the same. They're the same people, though. So, I mean.
Yeah, but.
What do you want him to act like Christian Bale or something?
Yeah, it's like Christian Bale can play Bruce Wayne good and Batman good. It's like, that's the thing with George Clooney. Clooney was like an okay Bruce Wayne, but he was like a terrible Batman, like god awful Batman
Who did a
with
bad
Michael
Batman?
Keaton. It's like Michael Keaton had a nice
What?
balance. No, Michael Keaton. I'm saying I'm
Oh, you're saying
complimenting
he?
Michael Keaton. He had a good
Oh,
Bruce Wayne and a good
yeah.
Batman. That's what I'm trying to say. Is I want a guy that has a good balance. Where like Ben Affleck, he's a good Bruce Wayne, not a Superman.
Oh, as
You know, I
Batman.
want that.
Okay.
I want that. I want that fine line, and I don't think Robert Pattinson has that fine line. I have to. I have to see him play Batman before I can make a decision if he's good at playing Batman.
Hmm.
It's gonna be a
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to be the podcast. It's like 10:15 p.m. It is late. I think we want to get some snooze. But it's been an awesome podcast, though. I would love to do it longer, but I think I got to catch some sneeze.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wait. I need to say
Guys,
my favorite fantasy movie real quick. My favorite
oh yeah,
fantasy
your
movie
favorite
would probably
fantasy.
be crap fantasy. Yeah, I'll go with Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Why not?
Prison
Yeah.
of Azkaban.
All right.
Then from fantasy, it'll be action.
Action for me. I would have to go with Batman Returns, probably.
Yeah, Batman Returns is pretty good.
Yeah. Action.
And
Yeah.
then,
And then adventure, probably Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah.
yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, I think that's all the categories we fit. All right, guys. Hope you
Pretty
guys
much.
enjoy the podcast. Guys are enjoying the podcast, and you guys have a great night. Outcasters out, guys. You're the best.
Outcasters out,
Outcasters,
y'all.
peace.
Peace.